The teasers dropped, the fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. Was it a hard launch, a PR stunt? Or did two of the biggest names in the industry just casually drop photo evidence of a secret relationship?
Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu waves, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
Welcome to StarScope K-Report. If you've been, anywhere near social media lately, your feed has definitely been flooded with one massive headline.
Oh, totally. You literally cannot escape it right now.
Right. Jay Park's secret relationship allegedly leaking via these crazy photographic receipts. So our mission for this deep dive is to unpack these explosive, internet-breaking skinship photos of Jay Park and WJSN's Dayoung.
It is a lot to unpack, honestly.
It really is. We are going to analyze the intense strategic rebranding happening behind the scenes for both of them. And then we're taking a hard look back to compare this quote-unquote voluntary leak to the genuinely dark history of K-pop dating scandals.
Because the contrast is just jarring.
Exactly. Looking at how this current situation is playing out, it feels like the modern idol is completely rewriting the rules of survival.
It really is a fascinating shift in power. But, to understand the sheer impact of these photos, we need to set the scene where the sparks first flew. Because this didn't just happen randomly out of nowhere.
Right. It had a very specific launch pad.
Yeah, it started at the Waterbomb Seoul 2026 festival.
Which, for those keeping track, took place on July 24th and 25th at Kintex in Goyang. And, if you follow the Hallyu wave at all, you already know that Waterbomb is not just another summer music festival.
No, it's like a cultural reset.
It really is. It operates like the ultimate pressure valve for the industry.
You have to remember, year-round, these idols operate under incredibly strict conditions, right? They have these heavily managed public personas.
Super curated wardrobes.
Exactly. Their every single move is scrutinized by netizens. But Waterbomb is the one environment where they are actively encouraged to just drop the armor. The water cannons are blasting, the outfits are daring, and the performances lean heavily into, mature, unfiltered energy.
And this year, Jay Park and Dayoung took that assignment to a whole new level. They delivered this incredibly sensual, just magnetic performance of his hit track, Mommae.
The crowd lost their minds.
Oh, completely. The visuals alone were staggering. You have Jay Park completely in his element, performing shirtless, commanding the crowd.
Classic Jay Park.
Right, and Dayoung, she was sporting this stunning blonde hair, a crop top, and shorts, just projecting this fierce confidence.
Her stage presence was unreal.
The chemistry on that stage was palpable. But as wild as the crowd went for the performance, the stage was basically just the appetizer.
Yeah, the main course, the real shocker, dropped immediately after the festival wrapped up. On July 26th and 27th, both artists uploaded this series of ultra-intimate, free-spirited street-style selfies to their personal SNS accounts.
And the loudest part of this massive photo dump?
No captions. Absolutely
nothing. A blank slate, just letting the visuals speak for themselves. And we really, really need to talk about the level of skinship in these photos.
It's basically unheard of.
It is. In the K-pop industry, physical affection or skinship between male and female idols is usually either highly choreographed for a specific music video or it is strictly actively avoided.
Idols will literally leave huge, awkward gaps between each other on red carpets just to prevent dating rumors.
Exactly. Yet these photos broke every single unspoken rule of the industry. We are talking about Jay Park casually wrapping his arm around Dayoung's neck.
Just super relaxed.
Yeah. And there's another shot where he is standing behind her, holding both of her hands with their fingers tightly interlocked, and they are both laughing brightly.
The interlocked fingers one is what really sent people over the edge.
Well, wait, then there's a one that really sent the internet into overdrive, where he's giving her a piggyback ride. And Dayoung is leaning so comfortably, so naturally against his back.
It didn't look stiff at all. It wasn't one of those standard, polite, backstage, great job on the performance photos.
Not even close.
It felt relaxed, deeply intimate, and entirely private. Like we were seeing something we weren't supposed to see.
And the fandoms obviously lost their minds. The engagement was astronomical. Even television broadcaster Jang Sung-kyu publicly commented on the post.
Oh, I saw that. He directly asked them what was up.
Yeah, he literally commented, "What's going on between you two? Are you a couple?" And on the international side, fans were immediately hyping it up.
Oh, international fans were living for it. They were praising the incredible chemistry, calling them the ultimate power duo, just flooding the comments with fire emojis.
But if we pivot and look at the domestic side, the Korean netizens, the atmosphere on forums like Panchoa is highly critical. We're seeing comments that are intensely skeptical.
Yeah, the contrast is crazy. I mean, one highly upvoted comment literally called Dayoung the Jeju girl who keeps pushing that Gyopo concept.
Which is a very loaded critique.
Super loaded.
For context, for those who might not know, Gyopo refers to ethnic Koreans who grew up overseas, right? Like Jay Park, who is from Seattle. So K-nets are essentially accusing Dayoung of artificially adopting this Western, free-spirited hip-hop aesthetic just to match him.
Or to force a specific narrative, yeah. And the scrutiny didn't stop at her aesthetic. Other domestic comments read, "If you're climbing on someone's back, you're definitely dating."
Wow.
Many domestic fans expressed how uneasy they would feel if their own partner acted this way with a quote-unquote friend.
It really highlights this massive cultural fracture. The international fandom sees a cool, confident vibe, while the domestic netizens see a scandal that breaks the parasocial contract.
And that parasocial contract is everything in K-pop.
Right, the illusion of availability. The industry is largely built on fans feeling a deep, almost romantic devotion to their bias. When two stars post photos interlocking fingers, it shatters that illusion. But, let me challenge that assumption for a second.
Okay, let's hear it.
Think about this from a marketing perspective. Let's call it a Trojan horse strategy. Could this outrageous level of skinship actually be a protective shield?
How do you mean?
Like, by posting it themselves, so casually and publicly, are they hiding a real romance in plain sight? They're essentially saying, look, we're just good friends posting funny photos.
I see.
Or conversely, is this the ultimate hype-building fake-out for an upcoming collaboration?
Well, by releasing the photos themselves, they completely deflate the paparazzi's tires. I mean, a scandal only truly damages an idol if it's treated like a dirty secret.
Exactly.
If you act like interlocking fingers on a piggyback ride is no big deal, you strip the tabloids of their power to expose you. You own the narrative.
And that's not even the wildest part of this comeback. Wait until you hear the extreme lengths Dayoung went to in order to reinvent herself right under her agency's nose.
If you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
So let's look at why Dayoung would even take a risk like this right now. To really understand that, you have to look at the massive gamble she just took with her entire public persona.
Yeah, she is not the same artist she was a few years ago.
Not at all. During WJSN's group hiatus, she made this calculated decision to completely shed her friendly maknae image.
And for those newer to the genre, the maknae is the youngest member of a K-pop group, and they are typically assigned the role of being the cute, innocent, playful one.
And Dayoung played that role perfectly for years.
She really did. On variety shows, she was playfully known as the Shin Dong-yeop lookalike, relying on her comedic timing and approachable charm. But clearly she felt boxed in by that.
She completely rewrote her own narrative. She underwent a massive physical and artistic transformation. She lost 12 kilograms and adopted this incredibly daring, mature aesthetic.
And it paid off immensely.
It did. When she made her solo debut in September 2024 with the single album Gonna Love Me Right, it was a total revelation.
Oh, that whole era was iconic.
The title track, Body Why, hit number 9 on the Melon Top P100.
Which is essentially the Billboard Hot 100 for South Korea. Cracking the top 10 on Melon as a solo artist stepping out of a girl group is a monumental achievement.
And she won first place on music shows, and she secured Best Solo Artist Female at the 2025 Korea Grand Music Awards.
She firmly established herself not just as a singer, but as a top-tier visual and performer.
But the hustle behind the scenes is what really caught my attention. Dayoung has described herself as having a Type J personality.
Meaning she is a meticulous, obsessive planner.
Exactly. She didn't just sit in a boardroom and wait for her agency executives to hand her a new concept. Relying on sheer determination, she secretly traveled to the U.S.
Which is insane.
Right. She entirely self-funded her preparations and pitched a 60% finished music video product directly to her CEO. She contacted the directors and producers herself.
That level of autonomy is almost unheard of for an idol in a major agency system.
Yeah.
Usually the agency dictates the concept, the styling, the producers, everything. Dayoung, acting as her own A&R and creative director, is deeply rebellious.
And her global milestones prove her instincts were dead on. Body was named Best K-Pop of 2025 by Billboard and NME.
And Teen Vogue called it the best K-pop music video of the year.
Plus, we can't forget that surprise MMA 2025 stage appearance you did with Jay Park. That really set the foundation for this whole dynamic we're seeing now.
Right, they've been building this connection for a minute.
Exactly. She built this fierce, independent solo identity. So here's my pushback to you. Why risk tying her brand new, hard-earned solo identity to a massive male superstar right at her peak?
That's a fair question.
Doesn't sparking a dating rumor risk reducing her in the headlines to just Jay Park's rumored girlfriend?
It's a calculated risk, definitely. But look at the specific artists she is associating with. She gets instant hip-hop and R&B street cred by standing next to a legend like Jay Park.
That makes sense.
It completely, finally washes away any lingering, cute variety idol image from her matinee days. And let's look at what Jay Park gets out of this, because his current industry footprint is massive right now.
Oh, for sure. He's launching his Serenades and Body Rolls World Tour, which kicks off in early September 2026 in Brazil and wraps up in late October in Edinburgh.
It's a massive tour.
And crucially, he's bringing along his more vision-rising teenage group, LNG Shot. You know, Oyul, Ryle, Woojin, and Louism.
Yeah, fresh off their 4-ish Boise Volunteer mixtape. Jay Park isn't just an artist anymore. He's building an empire. He's a mentor, an entrepreneur, a label head.
Right.
By bringing a rookie group on a massive global tour, he is using his own star power to guarantee they get an international audience.
So connecting the dots here, considering Dayoung is fighting to solidify her solo visual brand, and Jay Park is trying to bridge generations and hype his tour and his rookie group.
It all lines up perfectly.
Isn't this scandal a perfectly timed all-kill for both of their brand awareness?
It really is a marketing masterclass. I mean, they are dominating domestic trending topics. International fans are making viral TikToks about their chemistry. And every single news article that mentions the dating rumor also conveniently mentions her award-winning hit song and his upcoming world tour.
The synergy is undeniable.
Whether they are genuinely dating or just collaborating, the reality almost becomes secondary to the sheer volume of engagement they are generating.
Later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist in K-pop history. What happens when relationship photos aren't posted voluntarily, and how it completely destroyed the peace for two global superstars.
Which brings us to a really dark, necessary contrast. We've spent this time analyzing Dayoung and Jay Park autonomously publishing their own photo drop.
Right, doing it themselves.
Exactly. It was on their terms, on their own platforms, playing with their own narrative.
Okay.
But we have to acknowledge that this level of control is a luxury not historically afforded to artists riding the Hallyu wave.
Not at all. The modern history of K-pop is unfortunately plagued with notorious non-consensual photo leaks that have caused immense psychological distress for the artists involved.
It's incredibly invasive.
I remember the situation with BTS's V and Blackpink's Jennie being just incredibly messy. But how did that actually start? Walk us through that timeline, because it really highlights just how vicious this ecosystem can be.
Yeah, it started innocently or accidentally. Really enough in December 2021 when V accidentally followed Jennie on Instagram.
Oh, right. The accidental follow.
Yeah, he quickly unfollowed her and took to fan platforms to blame Instagram's suggested follows feature. But, the seed of speculation was already planted in the minds of the internet.
And from there, it escalated from standard internet gossip to a severe, terrifying privacy breach.
Exactly. By May 2022, an anonymous user going by the name Gurumi Haribo began leaking photos claiming to show V and Jennie vacationing together on Jeju Island. Which is just such an invasion of privacy. And it didn't stop with vacation photos. In August 2022, this same anonymous user leaked backstage photos of V getting his hair done, allegedly with Jennie taking the photo in the mirror.
Oh, wow.
And then, even worse, further photos that were reportedly taken inside V's actual apartment.
Imagine the psychological toll of that. This wasn't paparazzi catching them walking down a public street. This was someone hacking their digital lives, mining their camera rolls, and leaking intimate, private moments from inside their homes.
It's terrifying.
It created this suffocating atmosphere of paranoia, not just for them, but for the entire industry. I mean, no one felt safe.
Totally terrifying. By September 2022, both BG Music and YG Entertainment were forced into a corner. They issued strong statements condemning the malicious violations of their artists' rights and promising legal action.
But, once the internet has the photos, the damage is already done.
But you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
And even after the agencies stepped in, the media circus just kept hunting them. I mean, in May 2023, a local photographer in Paris caught them on a date, walking
Mhm.
by the river.
Right, the Paris video.
Then by December 2023, the media eagerly reported they had split right as V was heading off for his mandatory military enlistment. And then V was just discharged recently in June 2025.
And almost immediately after that.
Yep, by August 2025, the rumors fired up again with people tracking Jenny's flights to LA, desperately trying to connect the dots.
It's a relentless, exhaustive hunt. V and Jenny spent years having their privacy stripped away piece by piece.
Just horrible.
They were largely forced into silence while anonymous hackers and profit-driven paparazzi dictated their personal narrative to the entire world.
Yeah.
They had zero control over how their story was told.
So this raises a really fascinating psychological angle. When we look at the trauma of V and Jenny being hunted by cameras and hackers for years, and then we look at Dayoung and Jay Park casually posting their own couple-like photos today, are we seeing a fundamental power shift in the industry?
That's an interesting point.
Like, is the modern K-pop idol realizing that the only way to beat the paparazzi, the only way to beat the invasive netizens, is to completely control the narrative and leak the photos themselves?
It's a highly compelling theory.
Hmm.
If you know that a tabloid like Dispatch or some rogue hacker is inevitably going to expose your private life, why not own the moment?
Take the power back.
Exactly. If Dayoung and Jay Park drop the photos first, they take the shock value completely away from the tabloids. They monetize the buzz themselves. They get the likes, the engagement, the tour sales, and most importantly, they keep the control.
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update as we continue to track how artists are changing the rules of the game.
Because the game is absolutely changing, which leaves you with a lingering question to think about. If Dayoung and Jay Park's bold strategy pays off, whether they're secretly dating or just brilliant marketers pulling off a stunt will, this forced K-pop agencies to finally abandon the strict no-dating illusion? Are we about to enter an era where idols hard-launch relationships just to take the weapon away from the tabloids?
You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.